All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting daily vlogs. Daily vlog 2025, day number 16. Today, two big announcements happened near simultaneously. And when I say near simultaneously, I mean quite a few hours apart. But to happen on the same day. So, first things first, we got our first look at the Switch 2. It's apparently bigger. Instead of on the normal Switch, you have these little channels that the Joy-Cons kind of slide into. This one, apparently, the Joy-Cons just kind of like pop off and pop back, or pop on and pop back off. Apparently, there's some magnetics involved in it. I'm not 100% certain, but they have kind of a tongue and groove connection, which I find interesting. I'm a big fan of bigger things in general. I have not used my original Joy-Cons probably since like a year after I got my Switch, because I have very big hands and using those tiny little things is just really uncomfortable. So having larger Joy-Cons, or whatever they're going to call them, is nice. But I will most likely be very quickly... We'll try this again. Probably very quickly, basically as soon as they make them, buying some sort of grip for my Switch 2, once I'm able to get one. Or new Joy-Con things that are just bigger, that act like a normal controller. Because my hands are very big, and I like big controller. So, that happened. But, something that's probably more interesting for this channel in particular, in my audience, you can pre-order Daggerheart. Yeah. Daggerheart officially announced their pre-orders on their Demiplane Nexus. If anyone's unfamiliar, Demiplane is a website, and it hosts various Nexuses, and basically it's D&D Beyond for not D&D, but it actually has D&D on there, so now it's just... Anyway, so if you like having like an online character builder and an online character sheet and stuff like that, that's what Demiplane does. And they do it relatively well. I built my character for the playtest. I only built one character because I got busy. But I built my character for the playtest on Nexus, and it was a really, really smooth process. Everything worked the way it was supposed to. And I have used Nexus for other things as well. I have, I think, all the Avatar books on Nexus because I adore it. Another interesting fact, I think last year, Nexus was purchased by Roll20. So now you can actually, or I don't know if you can do it currently, but what the plan is you get the content on Nexus, you create your character sheet on Nexus, and then you can link it to your D&D Beyond, or your Roll20 game, and basically have your character sheet in Roll20 get info directly from Nexus. And according to the pre-order announcements for Daggerheart, apparently that functionality is going to be built into Daggerheart itself. So Roll20 character sheets are always a bit hit or miss. The nice thing about them is if you have the right level account, you can actually create your own character sheets. The bad thing about it is you have to understand the programming code that they use to create those character sheets. And I don't actually know which language they use, but it's a bit hit or miss. With having them link directly to Nexus, you're not going to have to actually care about the Roll20 character sheets because you'll have access to the Nexus character sheets, which again, every single one of them that I've looked at has been phenomenally good. Just absolutely amazing. Another thing that I really, really like about this is you can purchase the Daggerheart core book. On Nexus, you can get all the digital tools, but they have a bundle where you can get all the digital stuff for it, and then also get a PDF and print and play cards, because Daggerheart uses cards for all of their abilities and stuff like that. As a bundle, and the PDF and the print and play cards would actually come from Drive-Thru RPG, which is basically the standard for getting digital versions of RPGs. So if you're like me and you get a little hesitant about the idea of having the entirety of the system locked exclusively behind this this one website, I like to have PDF. If I have digital copies of things, I like to have PDFs of them. So it doesn't matter if I don't have access to the internet, or that website goes down, or that company goes belly up. I always have access to this stuff. Originally, if I could afford it, I was planning on getting the physical deluxe version of Daggerheart because it comes with a bunch of really awesome physical stuff, and I thought that'd be really, really cool. And then I deal with trying to figure out if I could get a digital version of it later. Now that they have this bundle that gives you both the Nexus version of it plus PDFs for it, I'm seriously considering going that route, especially since that bundle, where you get both the Nexus stuff and all the PDFs stuff, is $45. Like, that's a lot cheaper than the well over $100 physical version that I was considering. Now, if they come up with a bundle that gives you a code for the Nexus and the physical, I might go that route. I don't know. But I'm excited. The other thing that made me excited about this is they do have kind of a release date. When you go to the pre-order page on Nexus, it says coming spring 2025. So that's not 100% anything, to be perfectly honest. It basically means Q2, and Q2 is anywhere between April, beginning of April, and the end of June. Like, that's technically spring. And spring technically can depending on what definition you want to you use for it, it can be anything from like late February all the way up to, like I said, end of June, early July. I have seen companies launch things in spring, any time in that time period. But it is a time period. And while we don't have a specific date, we can be relatively certain that within 6 months here, at the latest, we're going to have a completed version of Daggerheart. I have been following Daggerheart through all the playtests. I was actually lucky enough to get into the final playtest before the public ones, and I thought it was really, really interesting and cool. And then now I'm waiting with bated breath. There's a lot of really interesting aspects of Daggerheart that I thought they made some interesting choices that I thought were really, really cool. There was quite a few things in there that were either under-designed or over-designed that needed some refining, which was the entire purpose of the playtest. So I'm interested to see what the final version is going to be. I didn't get a chance to physically play Daggerheart, so I could only gauge it based on kind of theory crafting and everything like that. But from what I saw, it was a cool system, and it definitely draws some inspiration from TTRPGs that I really, really like. Like, there's some definite 4th edition / 13th age stuff in the there that makes me really, really excited. The degrees of success aspect of their hope and despair dice, or whatever they're called, is really, really interesting. The way that the combat itself worked was really, really interesting. It was kind of a modification of the Popcorn Initiative that I really, really liked. I think they've made some modifications since throughout the playtest that I didn't really look into. But anyway, that's something that I will definitely, as long as I have the money for it, I'll definitely be doing an in-depth review for. So look forward to that whenever that comes out. As far as other things on the channel, if you've been paying attention to the channel, I have been in a very bad place since Monday. Today was not particularly better, but I was able to get up and get to my computer again today, so that was nice. I don't know how much longer this is going to last. I have not eaten anything today. I can't stomach food, and it's almost 10 o'clock right now, 9:30. So yeah, I'm still not doing great, but I'm hoping that I'm gonna be good enough to start doing more things soon. We'll find out. Also, Castlevania Nocturne Season 2 premiered today, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, so that's something that's cool. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited. As far as, well, the Switch 2 stuff, if you want to say stuff about the Switch 2, that's fine. Because I work for, or I volunteer for Zelda Universe, Switch 2 is a big deal for me, because could also mean we probably won't be getting a new Zelda title for another year or two after the Switch 2 launches. But we might get a remake or something like that showing up, and anything involving Zelda, I'm 100% there for. Also, I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of Metroid stuff comes out, especially since Metroid Prime 4 is supposed to be coming out this year, and the Switch 2 is coming out this year. It might be a launch title for the Switch 2 in the same way that which one was it? Twilight Princess was a launch title for the Wii that also got a port for GameCube. So I think that might be something that could be really, really cool. Or even if it's not designed for the Switch 2, Switch 2 is apparently backwards compatible. So anyway, if you want to talk about stuff about Switch 2, that's fine. However, I'm more interested in hearing from you guys about Daggerheart. If anyone's unfamiliar, Daggerheart is Critical Role's new TTRPG. They've done a bunch of one-shots using it over and over and over again, and it's been really cool. Let me know what you guys think about Daggerheart, about the fact that we actually have a launch window now. All that stuff, put it in the comments down below. Otherwise, again, it's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.